Why do Koreans consistently outlive Americans by over 20 years? And what are they doing differently every single day that we're not? In the next 15 minutes, I'll reveal the 4 crucial lifestyle differences that explain why Koreans live decades longer than Americans, and show you exactly how to adopt these longevity secrets starting today. The third difference happens at every meal and takes just 30 seconds, but it's the one habit that could add 15 years to your life if you start it this week. Dr. Michael Rodriguez spent 8 years comparing American and Korean aging patterns and discovered that genetics played almost no role in longevity differences. 2 65-year-old women, one from Seoul and one from Chicago, followed completely different daily routines that determined whether they would live to see their great-grandchildren. The differences weren't about healthcare or money. They were simple lifestyle choices any American could adopt immediately. Difference 1. How they eat their meals. Koreans eat the exact opposite way that most Americans do, and this single difference adds decades to their lives while protecting them from the chronic diseases that kill millions of Americans every year. Harvard Medical School research on eating patterns and longevity shows that the Korean practice of eating slowly and stopping at 80% fullness dramatically reduces the risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke compared to the typical American pattern of fast eating until completely satisfied. The traditional Korean concept of harahachibu teaches people to push away from the table when they feel 80% full, allowing their brain's satiety signals time to register and prevent overeating. This practice gives the digestive system time to process food efficiently and prevents the dangerous blood sugar spikes that occur when Americans eat large portions quickly. For seniors, this eating style is particularly protective because it reduces inflammation throughout the body and helps maintain healthy weight as metabolism naturally slows with age. The typical American eats a meal in under 10 minutes while multitasking, watching television or scrolling through their phone, which prevents the brain from registering satisfaction signals and leads to chronic overeating. Korean meals, in contrast, are eaten slowly and mindfully, with multiple small dishes that encourage variety and portion control. The Mayo Clinic has documented that people who eat quickly are 3 times more likely to be overweight and have a 2.5 times higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who eat slowly and mindfully. This rushed eating pattern also impairs digestion, reduces nutrient absorption, and increases the production of stress hormones that accelerate aging and increase disease risk. When you eat too quickly, your stomach doesn't have time to signal your brain that it's full, leading to overconsumption of calories and the accumulation of dangerous belly fat that surrounds vital organs. Korean families traditionally eat together without distractions, focusing entirely on the food and conversation, which naturally slows down the eating process and improves digestion. This mindful approach to eating also helps regulate appetite hormones, ghrelin and leptin, making people feel satisfied with smaller portions and reducing cravings for processed foods high in sugar and refined carbohydrates. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that people who eat meals slowly have better blood sugar control, lower cholesterol levels, and significantly reduced rates of metabolic syndrome compared to fast eaters. The Korean practice of using chopsticks naturally slows down eating compared to American utensils, and their tradition of serving meals in small individual bowls encourages portion awareness rather than the large plates common in American dining. The 80% fullness rule is particularly important for seniors because stomach capacity and digestive efficiency naturally decline with age, making overeating more dangerous and uncomfortable than it was in younger years. When you eat until completely full, you stress your digestive system, spike your blood sugar, and trigger inflammation throughout your body. Korean centenarians consistently report that they never eat until they feel stuffed, instead stopping when they feel satisfied but could still eat a little more. Brenda from Jacksonville discovered this when she started eating Korean style at age 73, putting her fork down between bites and stopping at 80% fullness. Within 6 months, she lost 18 pounds without changing what she ate. Her acid reflux disappeared, and her doctor was amazed by her improved blood sugar readings. Put your fork down between bites, chew each bite 20 times, and stop eating when you feel 80% satisfied rather than completely full. Start eating like a centenarian at your very next meal and experience the difference immediately. Difference 2. Their daily movement philosophy. Koreans don't go to gyms or follow structured exercise programs. Instead, they built natural movement into every part of their daily lives, unlike sedentary Americans who sit all day, then try to compensate with intense exercise sessions. Mayo Clinic studies on incidental movement versus structured exercise show that consistent low-intensity movement throughout the day provides greater longevity benefits than sporadic high-intensity exercise combined with prolonged sitting. The Korean lifestyle includes walking for transportation, climbing stairs regularly, gardening, household tasks performed manually, and staying active well into their 90s through daily activities rather than formal exercise routines. This approach keeps their cardiovascular system, muscles, and joints active all day long, preventing the deconditioning and muscle loss that plague sedentary Americans. For seniors, this natural movement philosophy is particularly beneficial because it reduces fall risk, maintains bone density, and keeps joints flexible without the injury risk associated with intense exercise programs. The typical American spends 8 to 12 hours per day sitting, then attempts to counteract this sedentary lifestyle with 30 to 60 minutes of structured exercise, a pattern that research shows actually increases mortality risk compared to consistent moderate activity throughout the day. Korean elders continue performing daily tasks like cooking, cleaning, gardening, and walking for errands well into their 80s and 90s, maintaining functional independence and muscle mass that most Americans lose decades earlier. The American Heart Association has published extensive research showing that breaking up prolonged sitting with brief periods of movement every hour provides greater cardiovascular benefits than exercising once per day, then remaining sedentary. This constant movement also helps regulate blood sugar levels throughout the day, preventing the dangerous spikes and crashes that occur when Americans remain sedentary for hours, then eat large meals. Korean cities and neighborhoods are designed to encourage walking, with markets, services, and social gathering places within easy walking distance of residential areas, unlike American suburbs that require driving for almost every activity. This environmental design naturally incorporates thousands of extra steps into daily life without requiring conscious effort or motivation to exercise. Traditional Korean homes often lack modern conveniences like dishwashers and clothes dryers, requiring daily physical activity for household maintenance that keeps elderly Koreans active and functional. The concept of exercise, separate activity, doesn't exist in traditional Korean culture. Instead, physical activity is seamlessly integrated into daily living through practical tasks and social activities. Research from Harvard Medical School demonstrates that people who accumulate movement throughout the day through daily activities have lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, osteoporosis, and cognitive decline compared to those who exercise intensely but remain sedentary most of the day. This natural movement pattern also helps maintain balance, coordination, and reaction time that prevent the falls responsible for serious injuries in American seniors. Korean centenarians report that they never stopped moving, continuing to perform household tasks, tend gardens, and walk for daily needs regardless of their age, which kept their bodies strong and their minds sharp. The Korean approach also reduces the mental barriers and motivation challenges associated with formal exercise programs that cause many Americans to become sedentary as they age. Instead of viewing physical activity as a chore or obligation, Koreans see movement as a natural part of daily life that provides practical benefits beyond health, such as tending to family needs, maintaining their homes, and staying connected to their communities. Nathan from Portland adopted this Korean movement philosophy at age 68 by walking to nearby stores instead of driving, taking stairs instead of elevators, and doing household tasks manually rather than using labor-saving devices. Within 4 months, his blood pressure dropped 25 points. His balance improved dramatically, and he had more energy than he'd felt in years. Walk for errands instead of driving. Take stairs whenever possible, and incorporate gentle movement into your daily tasks rather than viewing exercise as a separate activity. Start moving naturally like Koreans do, instead of just exercising, and feel the difference in your energy and strength within weeks. Difference 3. How they handle daily stress. This 30-second Korean ritual before every meal is what separates them from stressed-out Americans who eat while multitasking, worrying, or rushing through their day. American Heart Association findings on stress reduction and longevity show that the Korean practice of taking mindful moments before eating activates the parasympathetic nervous system, improves digestion, reduces cortisol levels, and significantly lowers the risk of stress-related diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease. Traditional Korean meals begin with a moment of gratitude and mindfulness, allowing the body to shift from the stressed fight-or-flight state into the calm, rest and digest mode necessary for proper nutrient absorption and healthy digestion. This simple practice takes just 30 seconds, but provides profound physiological benefits that accumulate over decades, protecting Korean elders from the chronic stress that kills millions of Americans every year. For seniors, managing stress before eating is particularly crucial because chronic stress impairs immune function, increases inflammation, and accelerates the aging process at the cellular level. The typical American eats while checking email, watching news, driving, or thinking about problems, which keeps the nervous system in a chronic state of stress that impairs digestion and nutrient absorption. Korean culture emphasizes the importance of creating a peaceful, grateful mindset before consuming food, believing that mental state directly affects how well the body processes nutrients and maintains health. The Mayo Clinic has documented that people who eat while stressed produce less digestive enzymes, absorb fewer nutrients from their food, and experience more digestive problems like acid reflux, bloating, and irregular bowel movements compared to those who eat in a calm, mindful state. This stressed eating pattern also increases cortisol production, which promotes the storage of dangerous belly fat and increases cravings for high-calorie comfort foods that contribute to obesity and diabetes. Korean families traditionally pause before meals to express gratitude for the food, the people who prepared it, and the opportunity to nourish their bodies, creating a mental transition from the day's stresses to a peaceful eating experience. This practice is supported by research from Stanford University showing that gratitude practices reduce stress hormones, improve immune function, and increase longevity by promoting better sleep, stronger relationships, and more positive mental health. The brief pause also allows the digestive system to prepare for food by increasing saliva production, releasing digestive enzymes, and optimizing stomach acid levels for proper nutrient breakdown. Americans who adopt this Korean practice report immediate improvements in digestion, reduced food cravings, and better appetite control throughout the day. The Korean stress management approach extends beyond mealtime to include daily practices like meditation, spending time in nature, maintaining strong family relationships, and prioritizing rest and recovery. Traditional Korean medicine emphasizes the connection between emotional well-being and physical health, recognizing that chronic stress is the root cause of most age-related diseases that affect Americans. Korean elders are taught from childhood that managing emotions and maintaining inner peace are essential for longevity. Unlike American culture that often glorifies stress and busyness as signs of success and productivity, research from Johns Hopkins shows that people who practice brief mindfulness exercises before eating have better blood sugar control, improved digestion, reduced anxiety, and lower rates of stress-related diseases compared to those who eat while distracted or stressed. This simple practice also helps regulate appetite hormones, making people feel satisfied with appropriate portions rather than overeating due to stress or emotional triggers. Korean centenarians consistently report that they never eat when upset or rushed, always taking time to create a peaceful mindset before nourishing their body. Sandra from Atlanta was suffering from chronic indigestion and anxiety until she adopted the Korean practice of taking 3 deep breaths and thinking of one thing she was grateful for before each meal. Within 2 weeks, her digestive problems disappeared, her stress levels dropped significantly, and she began enjoying her food in a way she hadn't experienced in years. Take 3 deep breaths and pause mindfully for 30 seconds before each meal to shift your body into the optimal state for digestion and health. Practice this Korean stress secret at your next meal and notice how much better your food tastes and how much calmer you feel throughout the day. Difference 4. Their approach to social connections. Koreans have solved the loneliness epidemic that's killing millions of American seniors by maintaining strong intergenerational relationships and daily social connections throughout their entire. Stanford research on social connections and mortality rates shows that Koreans who maintain regular contact with family and community members have a 50% lower risk of premature death compared to socially isolated individuals, and this protective effect becomes even stronger with age. Traditional Korean culture prioritizes family relationships and community involvement, with multiple generations often living together or maintaining daily contact through visits, phone calls, and shared meals. This constant social engagement provides emotional support, mental stimulation, and a sense of purpose that protects against depression, cognitive decline, and the physical health problems associated with loneliness. For American seniors, who often experience increasing social isolation as they age, adopting Korean-style social connection practices can literally add years to their lives while improving their quality of life dramatically. The typical American senior experiences increasing social isolation as children move away, spouses pass away, friends develop health problems, and mobility limitations make social activities more difficult. Korean elders, in contrast, remain integrated into family and community life through cultural traditions that value their wisdom, experience, and continued contributions to society. The American Association of Retired Persons has documented that chronic loneliness increases the risk of premature death by 26%, causes cognitive decline equivalent to aging 10 years, and increases the risk of dementia, heart disease, and stroke. Korean culture prevents this isolation by maintaining traditions of daily family contact, regular community gatherings, and intergenerational activities that keep elders socially engaged and mentally stimulated throughout their lives. Korean families practice filial piety, a cultural value that requires adult children to maintain regular contact with aging parents through daily phone calls, frequent visits, and shared meals that provide consistent social interaction and emotional support. This cultural obligation ensures that Korean elders never experience the prolonged isolation that affects millions of American seniors, particularly those living alone or in assisted care facilities. Traditional Korean communities also maintain social structures like neighborhood associations, religious groups, and hobby clubs, that provide regular opportunities for social interaction and mutual support among peers. These social networks provide practical assistance with daily tasks, emotional support during difficult times, and mental stimulation through conversation and shared activities. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that people with strong social connections have better immune function, lower inflammation levels, reduced stress hormones, and significantly longer lifespans compared to those who are socially isolated. The Korean approach to social connection also provides a sense of purpose and meaning that motivates healthy behaviors and gives people reasons to take care of themselves. Korean elders report feeling valued and needed by their families and communities, which motivates them to maintain their health and independence as long as possible. This sense of purpose and social responsibility contributes to the positive mental attitude and resilience that characterizes Korean centenarians. The Korean model of social connection also includes regular intergenerational contact that benefits both younger and older family members, with elders providing wisdom and guidance while younger generations provide energy and new perspectives. This mutual exchange creates strong emotional bonds and ensures that no family member becomes isolated or forgotten as they age. Korean elders often live with or very close to their adult children, maintaining daily contact and shared responsibilities that keep them active and engaged rather than warehoused in age-segregated facilities. George from Miami was becoming increasingly depressed and isolated after his wife passed away until he adopted the Korean practice of making one meaningful phone call to family members every single day. Within a month, his relationships with his children and grandchildren strengthened dramatically, his depression lifted, and he began looking forward to each day again. Have one meaningful 10-minute conversation with family, friends, or neighbors every single day to maintain the social connections that protect your health and extend your life. Make one meaningful connection today, like Koreans do, and experience how much better you feel when you're truly connected to the people who matter most. These 4 Korean longevity secrets can add decades to any American's life by transforming how you eat, move, handle stress, and connect with others. The differences between Korean and American longevity aren't about genetics, healthcare, or money. They're about simple daily habits that anyone can adopt immediately to eat mindfully, move naturally, manage stress effectively, and maintain strong social connections throughout their lives. You don't need to completely change your lifestyle or move to Korea to benefit from these proven longevity practices that have helped Koreans become some of the longest living people on Earth. Which of these 4 Korean longevity secrets surprised you the most, and which one are you going to start today? Share your commitment in the comments because your accountability might inspire another American senior to make a life-changing decision. And if you know someone over 60 who could benefit from these Korean longevity secrets, share this video with them right now, because these habits could literally add years to their life. And subscribe for more proven strategies that help Americans live as long as the world's healthiest populations.